May had been married to Peter for many years. Despite the joy they shared together, they had yet to have a child. However, their love for each other was unshakable, and Peter was always there for May, offering her support and encouragement. Peter never let the issue of childlessness weigh heavily on May. Instead of letting it bring sadness, he made sure that their home was filled with happiness and laughter. Every day they spent time together, talking, laughing, and cracking jokes. Peter's presence always made May feel special, and he made her feel like she was enough, just as she was. Whenever May felt a moment of doubt or sadness about not having children, Peter would remind her, "Don't worry, my love. God will remember us one day, and we will have a child of our own." His words were always filled with hope, and May trusted him. His faith in them both gave her strength. May, deeply moved by Peter's loving words, chose to focus on the joy they had together. She never allowed the thought of not having children to take away her peace. Instead, she kept praying, holding on to the belief that one day God would bless them with a child. She knew that life was unpredictable, and the future held many surprises. So, she kept her heart open to the possibility, knowing that sometimes waiting brings the greatest rewards. The couple continued living their life with joy, surrounded by love and laughter. They never let the absence of children affect their happiness. Peter made sure that May always felt loved and valued, never letting her feel that something was missing in their relationship. May, in return, found strength in his unwavering love, and every day she became more hopeful that their dreams of having a family would one day come true. As the years went by, their bond grew stronger, and they remained a shining example of love and patience. Though they didn't yet have children, they understood that family could take many forms. They were each other's family, and that alone was enough to fill their hearts with contentment. But deep down, May kept praying, holding on to the hope that one day their prayers would be answered, and they would be blessed with the gift of a child. She knew that no matter what, they would always have each other, and that was all they truly needed. One sunny afternoon, May was walking along the road after running a few errands at the market. As she walked, two well-dressed women approached her. They smiled at her, and one of them said, "Wow, you are such a beautiful woman, but why are you allowing your beauty to go to waste like this?" The other woman quickly added, "Look at you, so beautiful, yet you don't even have a car. I'm sure your bank account is not impressive either. And just look at the way you're dressed. You should brush up and take better care of yourself. With your looks, you should be living like a queen. Don't waste this opportunity." May stood there, stunned by their words. She didn't know what to say at first. The women were strangers, yet they spoke with confidence, as if they truly cared about her life. She gathered herself and calmly said, "Thank you for your concern. Please give me some time to think about everything you've said. I'll get back to you." The women smiled knowingly and gave her their phone number. "Call us anytime, we'll be waiting," one of them said. Then they walked away, leaving May in deep thought. When May got home, she couldn't stop thinking about the conversation. Their words echoed in her mind. She sat on the edge of her bed and whispered to herself, "They might be right. I have no child, no car, not much money. Maybe I've been wasting my life. What am I even holding on to?" She thought about Peter, the man who loved her dearly. But her heart was troubled. Peter is good to me, but what do I really have to show for all these years of marriage? Nothing. No child, no wealth, nothing. Maybe it's time I think of myself for once, she thought, her heart growing heavier. Then she made a decision. At least if I follow these women, I might finally have a car, some money in my account. Even if I don't have a child, I'll have something to call mine. May took a deep breath, reached for her phone, and picked up the paper where she had written their number. "I'm going to call them," she said aloud. "I need a change. I'm tired of living this simple life with nothing to show." As her finger hovered over the call button, something in her heart felt uneasy. But the temptation of a better life was strong. She ignored the little voice in her heart and dialed the number. The phone rang, and one of the women answered with excitement. "Hello, beautiful. We knew you'd call." And just like that, May's life was about to take a new turn. One filled with choices she never imagined she'd make. What she didn't know was that the journey ahead would test everything she believed in, including her love, her faith, and her identity. After May made the call, she met up with the two women the next day. They looked pleased to see her and welcomed her warmly. Without wasting time, they took May to a native doctor who lived far inside a quiet village. When they arrived, the man looked at May and said, "So, you want freedom in your marriage? You want to do whatever you like without your husband asking questions or stopping you?" May was silent for a moment. The native doctor continued, "Then you must cage your husband's spirit. Put him in a bottle. That way he won't be able to control you. He won't even know what you are doing." May looked surprised but curious. "Will it really work?" she asked. "Yes," the native doctor nodded. "Once he is inside the bottle, you can control him. He will be like a shadow of himself. You just raise the bottle and command him, and he will obey." After thinking for a moment, May agreed. "Do it. Cage him," she said with a bold voice. The native doctor began his rituals. He called Peter's spirit, and before long he sealed it inside a dark glass bottle. "Here," the native doctor said, handing the bottle to May. "Anytime you want him to act, just raise the bottle and speak. He will do exactly what you say." May left with the bottle and returned home. That evening, she locked herself in the room, raised the bottle high, and shouted, "You fool! I have finally caged you. You will remain here while I live my life the way I want. You can't stop me anymore." From that day, May started living recklessly, doing whatever pleased her. She believed her husband was under her control and could never suspect a thing. But life had other plans. One day, as Peter walked alone along the road, a man of God passed by and stopped him. "Sir," the pastor said, "you are in great danger. Your spirit has been locked up. Your own wife caged you in a bottle. She wants to be free to live a wayward life." At first, Peter laughed. "My wife? That's not possible. May loves me too much." But the man of God insisted. "You may not believe me, but let me pray for you." Peter agreed, and the pastor began to pray fervently. As he prayed far away at home, the bottle in May's room suddenly began to shake violently. It cracked, and with a loud bang it shattered into pieces. The dark spirit it held flew out and disappeared. At that moment, Peter felt something leave his body. He blinked, looked around, and felt lighter. Free. He rushed home, confused but anxious. When he got to their house, what he saw broke his heart. May was lying lifeless on the floor, and beside her were the broken pieces of the bottle she had used to cage him. Peter fell to his knees, tears flowing from his eyes. He couldn't believe it. The woman he loved, the woman he had always supported, had betrayed him in the worst way possible. She had used dark powers against him, just to chase after a life of selfishness. With a heavy heart, Peter buried May. But the pain didn't leave. He stood at her grave and said, "May, I loved you. I gave you my heart. I never stopped believing in us, but you threw it all away. Because of you, I may never trust again." Peter walked away from her grave and made a vow. "I will never marry again, at least not for a very long time. I need to heal from this pain. I need to find myself again." Moral lessons. Never let desperation lead you into making evil choices. Love that is built on trust, patience, and faith is more valuable than riches. Be content with what you have and wait patiently. God's time is always the best. Using evil to get what you want will only lead to destruction. Thank you message. Thank you so much for watching this story to the end. I hope you learned something valuable from it. Life is full of lessons, and stories like this help us see the dangers of making wrong decisions. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more inspiring and emotional tales, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me. Stay tuned for more powerful stories. God bless you all.